I might die tonight, but if I do, I'm a...
Love thyself.
Knowing there's a problem at hand to begin with.
Oh,
Yo, yo, yo.
Big Schmidto, how are we all?
Good.
Well, how are you? How are we all?
I'm good. Podcast number 11.
I feel a little bit loud. Let's turn us down a little bit.
A little bit louder. I think I'm going to stick in the loud.
Turn you up, because we've got a little bit of a...
Yes,
no one can ever fucking hear you.
I'm sorry for the people that have always on the complaint train with me not speaking into the microphone or volumes, whatever. We're trying to make that fixed better, all of the above.
I've just realised my chair's in the wrong spot and I'm really, really close to this mic. So I'm just going to have to push my chair back a little bit.
Yep. Give her a shimmy shimmy. But yeah, all good, Shano. Been pretty good. How about yourself, mate?
Oh, it's been a while. 4 weeks. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Pushing 4 weeks. Look, and on that, we're going to try and make them a little bit more consistent as they were when we started. It's just been, like we've been saying the last couple, that we've been flat out. Things have been going crazy. We've got good shit going on. So
it's been a busy few weeks. That's the end. It's been a wild few weeks, hasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Everything's going on inside, outside, around the world.
Not just here.
Yeah.
It's been wild everywhere.
It's all happening. But, yeah, welcome to another podcast. Thanks for dropping in. Once again, we do apologise.
Yes.
Where we were sort of touching back on where we were 4 weeks ago. We'd ran all the plumbing, done all that stuff. We'd ran all the wires for the electrical in the shed, but it hadn't got hooked up yet, which is now hooked up with so Sparky come in. Massive thanks to our family friend, Lee Nolan, for sorting us out there. Legend. So we're powered up in the shed, which is dope as. Can't complain about that. Got me 3-phase going on one side. Fucking Schmidto's got all his plugs, got the office sorted out.
It's actually... It's crazy how much of difference just a couple of power points and a few switches will make in your life.
Well, look, we're running on powered lights now, not battery-powered lights. How good is that?
We're not racing against time.
Fuck, crazy.
Yeah,
it's
all
just
these
the little things.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Little things. And I guess that those little things, because none of them were here, it took us a fair chunk of time to get them all sorted. So we're in an operational state now, I guess you could say. And that's kind of where we wanted to be at, obviously, so we could do all these things, progress forward. But yeah, basically we're just finding our way now that things are set and we've got a bit of a path, and we're just trying to feel out our way and make it roll the best and still be able to do everything we want to do and create and all the things, but just trying to get it in a bit of a way that we can do it all. Because, it doesn't change the amount of time in the day when you go and rent a place like this. It definitely seems like the days are a whole lot shorter.
Yeah, you run out of time pretty quick. Definitely, you sort of, I've had days here where, you sort of get up, you're into it, you do a few things, you get lost doing a few things. Yesterday, I spent fucking 2 hours just trying to find a battery charger so I could do another job. Do you know how full on that is, man? I was going crazy. I was on the phone, I was messaging Spence going do you have a spare one? Because I'm fucking can't keep going through all this. I ended up finding it, which was crazy as fuck. So
yeah, right.
But it's little things like that, or even, just little things on having so much space. It's like, we'll go out to start cleaning, that sort of thing, and then you'll realise you've forgotten something, so you've got to walk all the way back to the back where that thing is, and it's just time. And
I've found out that running or jogging from job to job's way better. You get things done heaps quicker.
We don't need to go to fucking gym, because leg day is every day here. My legs are going to be fucking massive. If anyone wants to fuck around, I'm going to kick you so hard in the fucking whatever, because my legs are going to be fucking huge after a couple of months in this joint.
Fuck yeah, that's what I need. My legs are fucking pins.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's definitely like a consistent game of where's Wally. But you're not looking for Wally, you're just looking for everything you own.
Yeah, and I think, because we came in with a little bit of a rush, we've had to sort of triple handle everything. We sort of came in and dumped it all in the guts, and then we cleaned that back room out, then moved everything into the back room, then cleaned all this out, and it's just, you're constantly moving things into different spots to just get things done.
Make it work. And that's what it's been. It just feels like it's been a massive rat race. A good rat race since we've been here.
Yep.
But it's just figuring out new ways, doing things differently, and that can sometimes be a difficult task. You know, you usually have your set ways of how you go about, even if it's just, you know, let's say your morning routine. Well, fuck me dead, that was completely changed since we've come here.
Yeah.
For both of us, but, you know, that's taken.
Fuck yeah, we can wake up and go for a walk in the farm. It's fucking grouse.
Sick.
Like you want to go outside in the mornings and shit here. It's fucking so good. But yeah, everything does. Yeah, you have to sort of find new routine. You know, everything being a different way of living. You know, like I feel like with the smaller living quarters, like where you can, what's the word for it? You can sort of live and have a lot of things in the back shed, but when the way we're living in the house is quite minimalism is I think the word, like living minimalism is, and like I actually for a person that's got a lot of shit and loves to sort of collect and keep a lot of shit, I do appreciate that like minimal living. Yes. And I think if we can dial that in the living quarters and sort of have very, you know, even just what we've been sussing, like eliminating the desk and all those little things that just make it like you've got your bed, you've got your clothes, you've got your television to watch things on, you've got your bloody toothbrush and your toothpaste. Like
your essentials.
Very, you don't need all that shit everywhere and fucking. It
kind of reminds me a little bit, you know, like my auntie has, and we used to go up there a lot in Jan Jack, a caravan, holiday park, holiday joint.
Same sort of living.
Same living. Like, you know, you feel like your bathroom's different to your home bathroom, whatever.
You've only got what you need.
That's right. And it's good.
Yeah.
I've lived a little bit like that for probably a fair chunk of the last few years.
Well, travelling, I think, induces that. You know, 100%. When you travel a lot,
you've got to do it.
You've got to travel light. You've pretty much got your backpack, a few bits of clothes, and, you know, you might have your fucking Vegemite.
Your dirt bike in a bag, and that's it.
Your Vegemite and toast. Like, you got your toothbrush, you got your bit of soap, and that's sort of it. Like, and I think the traveling and, you know, doing all that sort of stuff made us it'll be a lot more easier to accept. You know, you could definitely tell, like, I mean, I think you even said in the last one, like, I couldn't even imagine a female here.
No.
Just because of the shit that they have to fucking, you know, the there's just not enough room in the bathroom for their fucking, for all their face makeup and fucking face paint and all that shit. And
if you're a simple one, you might be able to get by.
Yeah, if you're a proper simple one, you'd be sweet as fuck here. But yeah, you've got to break everything down and like pretty much just the essentials and use what you need to use. And if anything else, it's just not necessary, I don't think. And like, it's good to realize what's half this shit that we have and use and all this shit that is actually like, dude, that's fucking pointless.
It's useless. Like, you can get away without having it. You can do the things you need to do without that.
Yep.
That just makes it something else you've got to do. Little things like that. It's been a big process. But in saying all of that, I'm fucking loving it. It's great here. It's it's all we thought of, all that I was thinking of, and what we wanted plus more. I feel that we haven't been able to use that plus more yet. We just need the time to do the things we need to do.
It's still very, very early days. Like, we're literally not even running business out of here yet still, to a point. Not yet. You know, it's still very like...
It's very, very close.
Fuck, I'd say I'm a week off doing my first prints in here. Nice. Cleaning everything, getting it all sort of sorted and that. But we'll get to that because that's been a fucking mission in itself.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it is just slowly getting to the point where, you know, the machine is turning. We're building the machine at the moment, and it's...
It was seized at the start, now it's oiled pretty well.
Yeah, fuck, we greased her up nice and good, tell you that much. But yeah, hopefully we'll probably about a week or so, we can kick her in the guts and it'll actually be producing. Yeah, like, I mean, in saying it too, we have been able to produce shit, that we've been able to put out videos and stuff because we have been doing things and there is things happening. So there's definitely content out there, but actual product and, you know, releasing things out the door that's like, there's a product, there it is, or fucking that's the end product, if you will. Sweet as, take it home with you. enjoy it. That's still about a week or so off, but we are getting there, and it is getting a little bit the anxiety's high, but so is the excitement.
I think the excitement, that's one of the biggest things. Like, it'd have to be, especially for yourself. Like, don't get me wrong, myself, yes, there's 100% excitement.
Yeah.
But you've been doing this, you know, you've had your things, your workbenches, your bloody carousels and that. You're actually revamping them, so it's a bit of excitement there for yourself too. It's like you're going back into not only a new place, but new things to use.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a little bit. It's enticing too. I mean, it's encouraging. You know, it helps to be like, and because I haven't, I mean, technically I've almost had like a month or so off printing, so I haven't even done it. So it's enticing to go back to it in a little bit of a new vibe. You know, I have been pretty much shoveling shit for the last 6 years and just using.
Just from place to place, moving it around.
Being tight and not having it, you know, so I've sort of gone out of my way to make everything on point and work well and all that sort of shit. So that's definitely going to be a little bit exciting once I do start using it and pushing through and all that stuff.
Definitely. And just quickly, like, obviously, like you said, we'll touch more on this later on, but just big props to yourself on doing the things you've done and the way you've gone about them, clean things up. And I think you haven't, I think I semi felt like that was coming, but to a lot of other people, you're probably surprising a lot of people in what you've done and how you've set things up, and I think it's fucking good for people to see it, but more so yourself, because of all the things you just said, basically, the push, the drive, all of it. Yeah,
well, it's sort of, it is. It's like, and, you know, we've sort of touched on it, but I think it's been one of those things where I can be a little bit OCD, I can be super anal about my shit, but I work that fine line hard enough, and if it's worth it, I go for it and I put in 110%, but if it's not worth it, then I'll just leave it, and I don't give a fuck. So that's probably, like, I did that for a long time. I trucked away in my old man's shed, sort of just on the bet of I'm going to get a place like this, and when I get a place like this, that's when the time is to restore everything, you know, clean it up, do all that sort of stuff. And like, now that I'm here, it is that sort of thing where my OCD and that anal stuff kicks in, and I'm like, if this isn't fucking perfect, I don't fucking want it.
100%, because I guess in the space you were working in prior, it wasn't worthy of you to do all this stuff and the amount of work. Like, I'll say myself, like, you've put in a fuck ton of work just to get your machines the way they are now, comparing to what they were. So even for me myself, like, I would have been probably, like we spoke the other week, probably in the same position, like, just on a massive jam, like, fuck, there's so much to be done, but the space I'm in, it's just not going to help or benefit myself being here with it all done.
I wouldn't have even been able to do it in the space. Like, I've had the space to spread out, pull everything apart. And like, I didn't have that space. So like, in my head, it was instantly like, don't worry about it, deal with it until the time's right. And now the time's right, so the fucking fire's up the arse and it's time to go. You know, it's been 7 years of me going, the time's coming. You better
I'm going to have one of them one day.
You better be ready. And I fucking had to be ready, I guess. And that's sort of fucking where I'm at. And it is just gung-ho. And But we'll sort of go back and get into a little bit more detail on what I have been doing. But as for all round in the joint, you know, a few little things that have been done in the last few weeks. We got
warm.
We got that fucking coolness, that cold fucking dirty winter blasting.
Bite.
Yeah, we got rid of that because we got a damn aircon, and how good is that?
Split system, not an aircon, because that would have made the place even colder.
That's exactly right.
yes, but it is an aircon and a heater in one. It's a split system. And a good mate of mine, Zach Travato from Air Temp Heating and Cooling.
Shout out.
Big shout out there.
If you need your shit done, go suss him.
If you need to cool down or heat up, hit him up. He'll sort you out. He come and hooked us up. He seen that we were struggling with a bit of heat and whatnot, and basically said, I've got this here. Do you want it? And we said, fuck yeah, we want to be warm. So he come and hooked it up for us, and it's been working great ever since. So thank you, Zach. I appreciate it very muchly. And again, if you are looking for any kind of heating and cooling around the Melton, Bacchus Marsh, Western Suburbs area, hit up Air Temp Heating and Cooling.
Damn straight. And brother, if you're listening, like I said earlier, about a week or so off, we'll get those shirts cranking. No stressing.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, that's been really good.
Yes, being able to heat up the room whenever we need.
Also, considering that we got our first month's power bill on those oil heaters, and it was fucking through the roof, right?
Well, like it was, but I was almost thinking it was going to be a bit more.
Nah, see, I was like, we're looking at that for sure, but.
Yep.
We copped that one, so hopefully now with this new month, and we've got the bloody split system and all the fucking oil heaters are off. Like, obviously now we've got more power running in the shed, but those oil heaters, everyone knows they suck the deuce. So hopefully we've sorted that out, and our power bill won't be as fucking massive now. But
yeah, and again, like we were talking at the start, all the patterns and everything, like we can actually go into the room in the morning, turn the heater off, do our thing throughout the day. Oh shit, 5 o'clock. Might eat dinner soon, need to be warm. Go in there, turn the thing on, and it just sits there at 24 degrees and bloody heats the joint up, and it's not pumping and drawing so much power that I just hate switching the switch on because I just know exactly what it's about to do.
I tell you what though, the fucking cunt's loud next to me bed, but
the first night was the funniest. This dude wakes up fucking sweating his dick off and then freezing because he's fucking hot.
It was fucked because like the way I'm set up, it's sort of like it's pretty much like right over my bed, but then I've also got like under it is like next to my bed, so it's almost like this little like cool zone.
Pocket of cold air.
And anyway, so first night I'm like, fuck yeah, how good's this? Fucking in the bed. And Schmidt had it on fucking flick, like so it was moving, the fan was moving, so I was going up and down in that. So man, I was in bed and he's like, I've set it on timer, it'll go off in an hour. Fuck yeah, cool as. I'm fucking laying in bed and it's fucking blowing nice warm air, and then this fucking drift of freezing cold air will go. And you're like, I'm like, fuck, it's cold. Fuck, it's warm. Fuck, it's cold. Fuck, it's warm. Fuck, it's cold. And I'm just like, man, I'm hanging for this hour to fucking wait, just stop. Anyway, I'm fucking still there an hour later, just struggling. Clicks off and I'm like, sweet O's. Fell asleep. Pretty sure I woke up in the middle of the night, cold as fuck. I don't know how that happened. Then I woke up in the morning because it's flicked back on at fucking 6:30 in the morning and it's cranking on me again and I'm fucking sweating me fucking tits off. I'm fucking done, fucking stupid thing, but that's all good. I think that was just that first night. I woke up
like, fuck, what a night's sleep that was. Comfortable the whole time, and then Borgs wakes up. Man, that was fucked. I feel like I haven't slept. I feel like I've only gotten 2 hours sleep. I've been freezing. I've been hot, sweating.
It was proper ruthless. But there we got through that. I think my body's slowly adapting to it. And we did have it. It was on like fucking 30 degrees. Yeah. And it was a cold night. It was like, it was cranking hot. So there was like, it was extreme opposites. It was like fucking really cold to really fucking hot. But
and we hadn't worked out the heater then either. Like 30 flat out on the fan, everything going as hard as it could.
Crank this thing and get it warm.
It's not the case. You only need to have it on 24 and bit over half of the fan, and she pumps out just as much heat. So it's good. We're figuring all these things out. In the way of other things going on though, we've actually done a little bit of stuff outside around the perimeter as well, around the premises.
Fucking full security systemed up. We got fucking 4K fucking cameras watching every motherfucker that steps footing around this joint. So damn straight we are secure. That's the first thing that's been one of those things that like personally I've sort of been a little bit wanting for a long time, but going back to being, like where I was just sort of, I'm not kind fucking spending all this fucking money to set up in this fucking little shit house, and like the parents' joint was always fucking sweet, but that little bit of security goes a long fucking way, especially when you're sort of out here in the middle of fucking nowhere-ish.
Definitely, even though,
we're not really out in the middle of nowhere. There's fucking motherfuckers everywhere. We've got fucking neighbours pretty much next door, but...
and we know that cameras don't stop everything, but
you fucking pity Will when you fucking step inside and he mauls your fucking dick off.
100%, but it's always good to be able to go back on these cameras and suss things and just have a look and work out what's going on if there's a situation or whatever. So we thought, what, fuck it, let's throw these things up. And now we've got it and we can watch it wherever we are and feel that little bit more A-okay with leaving the joint, I guess.
Yeah, it's good, and it's also sort of they're pretty handy for my side of things, just in the having the footage. Like say when we're doing things, and something might just happen. We just might be like, hey man, you want to do this, and suddenly we're in the middle of the shed doing something weird as fuck. and I forgot to pull my camera out because I was just in the zone, I can then go back to my 4K footage and fucking upload it, and it's pretty much going to be as good as your iPhone was 2 years ago. So that's pretty fucking dope.
Definitely is.
So like it's sort of it's one of those things for I feel like for someone like me, it's like a double handiness. Like not only is the joint secured and protected to a point. Well, I wouldn't say it's protected. It's just secured.
It's just secured, and it's just something that we can look back on if
I mean, it's protected
happen.
and it's still protected, but that's not because of the cameras. But it is. It's just I guess, and then just having that other side to have 24/7 monitoring of what's actually happening. You know, like it just someone fucking you might fucking jump on the bike and go for a little bit of a fang out the front, pop a mono, and land up on your bum.
Yeah,
I wasn't out there filming it, or you didn't happen to be like fucking whack a camera on. So now we've got you flipping the fucking Modi out the front. Like that's to me is like that's sort of where it's a double whammy. You can't go wrong.
Definitely can't.
Winning.
For sure, and the experience of the day we put them all up, that wasn't bad. That was a good exercise. Up in the roofs, running cables, dropping through, putting brackets up.
It was a good 2 days too.
Yep. Yeah, it was. Yeah, the first day we got all the hard ones ran because there was a few up over the living quarters in the roof cavity. Had to get up there. Obviously, pretty low roof spacing up there, so that was a little bit of a fuck about. But got it done. Ran the outside ones, and then turned over into the next day. Jumped up on the roof, did a couple of things up there. But it was just a good process. I like doing that kind of stuff. It's satisfying because you've got nothing when you start to begin with, and then at the end of the day, you've usually got something to stand back and look at and go, "Fuck yeah, I did that. I like that." That's what I'm all about.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why that stood out to me a bit. But
it's always good.
Yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it for all the things we've been doing around here. There's been other things going on in the way of mowing and upkeep and
cleaning, dude.
Oh man, so much cleaning. Like, let's get
I
into that.
I honestly, like I said it the other day, I literally don't think I've cleaned this much in my life.
I definitely have.
Yeah, you have. You fucking clean all day, every day. But me personally, like, the amount of fucking cartering and fucking pressure washing I've done.
In places that you probably wouldn't think you would have ever had to do it. And that's just fucking a big pad of concrete.
I've literally, apart from that, like, we've pressure washed this whole fucking shed.
Yeah.
That one, we've got one room to go. One of the back rooms is still fucking pretty much like a mud pit. Well, it's not mud, it's dust, but so fucking thick that, but like, man, there'd be...
I don't even know if there's concrete on the ground in there. In places. Feels like it's just dirt.
It'd be, what is this joint? Like, say, 40 by...
It's big. It's definitely big.
Calculator.
But even to the point of, like, vacuuming it. After we've washed it down, we've had the wet and dry vacuum out, and they work epic. They're sick. They're good for doing this stuff. If you got to clean a big space on a floor, use water and a wet and dry vacuum. They're fucking great.
Best $100 you'll ever spend. I seriously went to fucking Bunnings, bought $100 wet and vac, and it is grouse.
Yep.
So technically, if this whole joint's 40 by 20, it's 800 square meters. Not including that area or that area, I've probably done 700 square meters of cleaning. Oh, we including this middle section.
Fuck yeah, both of us. So even on the outside,
out the front,
all the wash bay area, like the driveway area, that'd
add that. There'd be 800 meters, 800 plus.
Sure.
Of just fucking pressure washing.
I wonder how many litres of water that was pumped out of that.
We'll find out when we get our bill, probably.
Yeah, probably. Anyway.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I could fucking eat a chicken salad off me fucking floor now, concrete floor, because it's that fucking good.
Fucking oath.
Literally, I wouldn't lick it because there's still little bits of citrus from the fucking juice factory, but nah.
No rock jam when you're skating around in here.
No rock jam at all, and no dirty knees when fucking young Ella's fucking crawling around in here, which is it's all the little things. It's all the little things. But we did have a little bit of an episode when we were cleaning Schmitto, did we not?
Oh, we did. Shano's bloody. So in the shed, underneath us, we've got pits, like drains. it's just basically filter the water out if anything is on the ground in here, whatnot. It's too big of a space to just push it out the door. So
I'd say it was sort of in here for when it was the juice factory. They'd come in and just spray all the joint down and it'd all go into the drains.
It'd probably just the fact that the juice was going everywhere at times throughout the days, and they just needed somewhere to put it. So yeah, we were like, fuck it, you know what? Let's see if all these under pipes are open, clear, if we can use them. So yeah, we started dumping them, like water through them and blowing them out and whatnot, and started cleaning them. And yeah, you explain what you've seen, Shane.
Oh, well, we were doing our thing and we'd got through a couple of them. And then we were sort of up to one run. And then, I don't know, it was like a three-way pipe, if that makes sense. So you've got a little bit of a T section. Mm-hmm. And we were blowing out the top section, if you will. And then it was like, I looked into the pipe of the section we were going to blow out, and it just was sort of like shit floating in there. I was just sort of like, the fuck's that? A bit of fucking rubbery plastic or just some junk that's ended up, in the drain.
Probably blocking it.
Yeah, pretty much that was sort of my thought. So my natural instincts bent down and gave it a little bit of a flick push, sort of, and it moved a little bit, sort of ish. Like, when you touch something and you're like, that was alive.
There was life in that.
That wasn't just a plastic wrapper. Like it was slimy and and I didn't touch it much either. Like it was very.
And I could see on the other end, like I didn't know that he bent down to push something along in the drain or whatever, and then like he stood back up with this fucking look on his face, like he's just seen or touched a ghost.
Pretty much, and that was like the feeling that it gave me. I've just touched another fucking energy, right? What the fuck is going on here? Or my head's just going, fucking rat, dirty big fucking rat. Here he is, Splinter. He's been fucking hiding under me fucking thing with his Ninja Turtles, and he's going to come out and fucking kung fu my ass. So anyway, I'm like,
or the rat from Mountain
followed us, and he's hiding in the fuck off, you dog cunt, right? So anyway, I'm like, fuck this, we're blowing it out. So I go up to the other end of the drain so if I start smashing water through, it's going to push whatever that it is out. So I'm like, Smitto, fucking keep your eye on this end. I'm blowing this end out.
Well, at this stage, I'm a little bit sus on the whole because I've asked a couple of things. What are you doing, man? Why are you re-blowing that out? Like, I don't know, man. I think there might be something in there. Like, what do you mean? A bit of plastic? No, it's something that may have moved. What do you fucking mean may have moved? Well, just watch the other end when I push all the water down this end. Righto, have a look.
So I fucking cranked on the old fucking hose and blasted her out. And
I'm waiting.
A couple of seconds
water's
went past.
trickling, and I see it coming through. Out. Yep, cool. And then I'm like, I'm starting to stand back at this point too. And I've just got my eye on the corner of this pipe, so whatever does come out of there, I can see exactly. It's there. So I'm like, yep, cool. I'm in a position, and then this fucking thing. Right.
You got it. The way you did it's a bit. I'm almost gonna have to turn myself down because I'm gonna blow the mic up. But this is pretty much how it went. All I heard was, "It's a snake!"
Fuck, right? So anything to do with snakes, I hate. Like, that's one thing probably the one thing in my life that fucking puts so much fear into my body, is snakes. So I've seen this head, and because it was obviously cruising down in there for a long time, hibernation, whatever, and I've just seen this head, and it was very snake-like, and it was moving, people watching. It's obviously like doing its snake movements, and I was just instantly, my brain's just going, holy fuck, like that's it, that's a snake. I'm already stepping backwards, telling Borgs that it's a snake, and I don't deal with them.
When it all, you like in that hole, it's a snake. You'd moved at least 10 meters away from the pipe, so you'd ended up over here. My brain's going, fuck, it's a snake. Well, we're going to kill it. And then that's like I said too, I'm pretty sure after the whole, it's a fucking snake, man. Oh, fuck this.
I said,
I can't do this one. So like my head instantly just sort of went, well, fuck, this is the same situation as the rat, but he's the scared one and I'm the one that has to take control. I'm like, righto, what do we do here? I grabbed a skateboard and I'm like, I'm going to truck this cunt. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he yells at me like, go, where's the shovel?
Find a shovel.
Fuck, all I'm doing is not letting my eyes leave this fucking thing's head because its head's facing straight to our bedroom.
Pretty much, yeah, too.
Going into the house. Like, fuck that. I was just like, bro, do not take your eyes off this thing. Like, seriously, I'll go look for a shovel or something. Just don't take your eyes off of it.
And that was,
blah, blah.
That was the conversation we had in Hysterics, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you were like, keep your eye on it, keep your eye on it. And I'm like, I'm fucking watching it, but
I was yelling
shovel.
in fear and all the above, and like, I just, it just puts this feeling through me, and it's just, I don't know, it's like the camera. If I could run on water or in thin air, I reckon that would be the time that it'd happen, because fuck me, it's just, everything else stops around me in my life, and the things that are worrying me and concerning me and the problems and all that stuff's just fucking gone, and that's just it. So yeah, I was like, fuck, shovel, got to kill this thing, righto, kill. That's all that's on my mind is kill. And I'm like, hang on a minute, I fucking just walked up and I was like, righto, it looks pretty docile. This thing's still in there, it's not moving much, didn't want to run out or come, attack, whatever. So I was like, I'm going to fucking walk up a little bit closer, have a bit of a sus. I don't want to kill this thing just straight off.
I think I was still doing circle works trying to remember where the shovel was.
Look for the shovel, because we had the shovel but then lost the shovel in the last week. So yeah, that was all going on. And then I was like, walked over, put my head a little bit closer to it all and sussed the sitch. I was like, righto, boom. All right, I just seen a leg. It's not a fucking snake, man. It's a blue tongue lizard. I'm all good with it. And then within a minute, I reckon I had the fucking thing in my hands.
Yeah, the hype just went from fucking next level fear to like,
it's just a lizard, man.
All right, cool, man.
I'm glad we couldn't find that shovel, because his head would have been rolling on the ground and I would have felt so fucking shit.
Yeah.
So shit. So we took him in and fucking washed him up a bit, because he's been stuck in this pipe and hibernating.
He was covered in shit. It was like he had leaves and like dirty grime and shit sort of stuck over his face. It was a little bit, at first, it was almost looked like his head had been sort of squashed up against something, and his skin had like just gone mouldy and yuck. But we actually figured out that he just had like this bit of gunk covering his whole face, so he couldn't even see anything. He was fucking way scarier than we were. Yeah,
and he was hibernating. Like, it's winter, it's cold here. They don't like this. This is the time they start to move and come out.
Pretty much.
And whatnot. So we did it at the right time. But he was hibernating, so he was slow as, his eyes were shut, snoozing, all the above. He didn't give a fuck if there was anything on his head, but we changed that and cleaned him up. And I don't know if he was happy or not, but he became pretty lively overnight, and we put him on the heater and got some heat into him, because he was fucking freezing, just with the cold water and whatnot. So yeah, warmed him up, he got a bit of life in him, and then we released him the next day and out in the paddock, and fucking, I reckon he's got himself a nice little home out there now.
Yeah, he's definitely hanging out with all the bloody
all the other creatures out there too. So yeah, but that in itself was a massive episode.
It was
massive episode.
Definitely got the old fear factor going and got the old heart racing for a bit there. Like, fuck, we were. Yeah,
definitely.
Fucking episode.
And obviously, you know, too, with all this cleaning that we've been doing and that, it's just added. It's been a big thing in my mind. I don't know about you, Shane, but it's added being fucking so cold, because we're constantly wet. We're always wet. Wet feet, wet pants, wet this, wet that. I'm be fucking glad to see the end of that gurney and cleaning concrete.
You're not gonna see the end of the gurney, mate.
No, that's why I said at the end, cleaning concrete.
Yeah,
because I don't want to clean concrete anymore.
Yeah, me either. I don't want to fucking... Yeah, fuck, it's been some cleaning and shit.
100%
but, what else has been going on? Like, what else has been going on there, Schmitto? What have you been slipping in between all this? Because there's been way more going on.
Yeah, heaps more going on, man. So pretty much just for myself personally is organising. Doing a lot of organising and getting ready and preparing for the future with the very, very near future. Things are in motion and
future endeavours.
Yes, definitely. I've set a bit of something aside, and I'm like, fuck it, this is what I'm going to do, and I've put a bit of a plan together and a process, and I've been acting on it, and I've been doing things, a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, a lot of ordering things, a lot of all that setting up basically. So yeah, I don't want to say too much more. That's pretty much what's happening personally for me, and if you guys watch this space and you're around here a bit, you will definitely see what's to come as soon as I'm talking about it, whatever. So
the time's right to release the information, I think, is
I think
the
I've got
best
a
way.
little bit more work ahead of me on the setup side, and to just filter out exactly, yes, that's good there, whatever, just get it right in my head, and then I can go, right, boom. Now it's time to tell everyone, show everyone what's going on, what I'm about, and all the rest of it. So, keep an eye out and an ear out on those sides of things, because I am making some moves and doing some things, and they're about to be told and shown to the people out there that want to see it and watch it.
And it is, from sort of sidelining it, it's I'm sort of just watching my words so I don't say or ask the wrong things. But because I know. But like it's sort of, it's you definitely moving forward and it's all coming along. It's just that you just sort of are in those early stages of
just a couple, waiting on a few things.
Yeah,
like probably people in a way, because other people are flat out, and I get that, and probably just a couple of things that I can't really move forward on by myself. I've done all that. That's what I've been doing. Now it's kind of back and forth and with a couple of other people just to get their professions and do their thing for me.
And there's still that early stages of, before it's broadcast, you want to get your ball in the right court and make sure everything,
definitely.
make sure that engine's oiled right before
Oiled
you just
up, all the rest of it.
because the best way to describe it, you're sort of going into something here that is pretty big and long term, so there's no point in sort of rushing into it when you don't need to.
That's right, and I think if
building
I was
up from the ground up is the best sort of way, and it's clearly working. And even with what you're doing, it's still showing that little bit to maybe get yourself a little bit of flow. Yeah, but you still don't have to actually put it out there to be like, this is what I'm doing to the public. Right. You can still sort of put some feelers out.
If I was to jump the gun and put it out there right now and whatnot, people would be coming to me then, and I wouldn't be able to provide the service I'm trying to.
Yep.
Because I'm not there yet. Yeah. I'm not good to go.
Going back on that, it's almost like within these, this is that stage where you're dialing your service.
Pretty much, yeah.
Understanding
one
service,
of them.
Making,
one of them, because
making sure that that service is right or respectable or all the above, and then once you have got that sort of tick of approval to be like, fuck yeah, this is good, that's when the time's to be like presentation sort of,
Fucking oath,
and
for sure.
Man, holding motherfuckers out goes a long way. When people want to, it goes a long way when you sort of just go, got a secret, but
Definitely does. It's not the easiest task for someone like myself. I like to, when I'm doing things, get them done and have them there and start using them straight away or start letting them work straight away. So it's been a little bit of a holdback for me, but it's been good. It's been a bit of a learner. It's been a bit of I've just basically had to bite my fucking tongue and just keep plotting along and setting up and doing the things I need to do to make it all right. And
it gets you a long way, though.
It's been a good process, for sure.
And if you look at it to be like, say you fucking opened your mouth when you first had your idea. How much further would that be?
I'd be behind, I think.
Exactly.
To where I'm at now. I reckon I'd definitely be behind.
It'd just be questions and all this stuff thrown at you when you don't even know the questions yourself yet.
The answers to the questions. Because and it's just it's unneeded pressure on yourself when you're doing something like this for yourself, because most times it's new. It's something new that you're doing, so it takes a lot of concentration. It takes a lot of time to figure things out and get them done right, because you don't know what's right or what's wrong, because you're doing it yourself. You're figuring it out.
I think presentation is another thing, like say you did start 2 weeks ago, you would have had nothing to present yourself with.
For sure.
So if you keep hustling and keep, bit of time keep quiet for, say, the next 2 months, in the next 2 months you'll have all that time to either make things that are presentable or do the work to make, you know, so.
Which I've been kind of semi-doing in the meantime as well.
Definitely, yeah, 100%. Like you're building a portfolio,
work
if you will.
Because, is going on, yep.
You know, and even can just be little things on like your general presentation of your images or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like you could come out ages ago with a bloody name and a fucking all this sort of stuff, but it's like, if you present that right, when it actually drops, everyone's like, wow.
Yeah. And
what's that? Or
there's also probably going to be a little bit of something there to put with the presentation of things, like with my own work.
The portfolio, if you will, comes with the presentation.
Yeah. And I think that's a big thing in itself, because people like all down for something that's new and whatnot, and I want to try it, or I want that, or whatever. But if they can see something to reference off that, oh yeah, this person's done that or whatever, and wow, look at that, cool, fuck yeah, sick, oh yeah, it's just better. It's more of a solid, yes, that kind of. It's not, oh, maybe that, and we'll see how it goes, and like, no, not see how it goes, because I know how it goes. Yep. Certain things like that.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's been fucking good, man. Like, you know, obviously all this craziness for myself personally, with what I'd come out of rehab and the drugs and stuff, and then changing life and going into something and doing things like this and making my brain work every single fucking day, and my body, and it's been sick, man. It's been fucking great. I've been thriving in all of it, and just excited and everything. Like, yeah, it's hard to explain the feelings.
On a double level, though, like, you can also hit the other level. Like, you've also been pretty fucking opposite, like lost, anxious.
All of the above, 100%.
Like,
but that's because I know that it's for good reasoning. All the shitness that I've felt is for good reasoning. So it's like, cool, that's easy to sit with. If it was shitness because of shit reasoning, well, then that's not fucking easy to sit with. I sat with that for fucking years and years and years. This is different. Like, yes, there's always going to be shitness in life, no matter what you do. It's just how you take it on, and how your brain is ready to deal with it. And my brain's fucking on fire and ready to deal with basically anything right now. So, yeah.
Well, like we were saying the other day, it's like you've almost come full circle, and you're like relearning everything again with your brain in general. Like, in a general, breaking it down, it's like, there'd probably be an age where your brain just starts like learning properly again, you know, and it's almost like you haven't lost everything. You're not a fucking like a child.
No, it never really was as such.
No, but it's like there's these certain things that I guess your brain sort of, you missed all that side, and now you're learning all that now, but it's so full on because you are doing all this shit that you're learning so much, and there's so much information coming in because you're doing so much that it like there's points where you're constantly learning
like,
about
and obviously
your own head.
It's just learning the processes, like the things that are in front of me I fucking know, and I've dealt with, and I've done throughout my life. It's not like I've hidden away in a fucking room my whole life and not done anything. I've done lots of things, and it's now that I'm doing it for myself, and it's a self project. It's a little bit different in that sense. Like, I've dabbled with it. I've dealt with things in the past, and different people, and helping with them and doing things. And I've actually gathered a lot of fucking information. And the more I do things now for myself, is the more I can realize and see how much information I've actually gathered and taken in and learnt from doing the things I did. Surrounding myself with different people, different situations, different jobs, different areas of life, different everything. I've taken something from all those different things, and I can now put them into play for myself. And that's pretty fucking good, because it's a good feeling. Don't get me wrong. It's a good feeling, because there's a lot of things there where sometimes you might have to fucking phone a friend, pick up your phone, go, yo man, I need help with this. It's like, a lot of it I've been able to take on and do myself, because I've had the knowledge there to be able to use it. And prior to all this, I haven't wanted to use it or haven't needed to use it. Now I've got need and want. It's fucking there, and it's good. It's a good feeling. But in saying all of that, I've still got a fuck ton of learning ahead of me. I'll probably never stop learning. No one will. But yeah, it's just Depends
A
what
wise
field
man.
you put yourself in.
A wise man knows he always has more to learn.
For sure. And it's usually the time they say, I know everything, is when they fuck up.
You know, fuck all, mate. That's the fucking truth in it. But it is, no, it's fucking, it's getting shit done and fucking moving forward. It's good to fucking...
On the other side of all that stuff, that's been the main focus, but there's been other things going on here. Like I got one of my bloody prized possessions of life back here, my pocket bike, and basically I did a lot of time on that, riding and racing with Dad back in the day. When I was young, it was 16 years ago actually that I worked out. So yeah, I did a lot, building the bike, making the bike faster, making the bike more reliable, all that stuff. And it was just me and Dad. So it was a very standout time to me because, yeah, those things. And there was a lot of good times with just us two going to the racetrack and in the shed. So yeah, and I also won the Australian Championships on that bike. So it's got a little bit of a meaning there to me. So I've brought it back to life, cleaned it up, gave her a polish, got it running. Just need to give her a tune now. So that's good, sitting there and ready for me to look at it and ride it whenever I want. So that's awesome. There's been a little bits of pieces like that going on, a bit of time freeing up and being able to do the things I've wanted to do for ages, I guess. But yeah, and working too, just to and from between here and working with Dad still at the shop, mechanicking. But yeah, it's been plenty going on for myself. What about you, Shano? How you been going, mate?
Oh yeah, it's same sort of, yeah. Fucking heaps, man.
Definitely heaps.
And heaps. Like, sort of going back to what we were talking about earlier with all my screen print and shit, I've pretty much restored 90% of all that shit. So, my oven and my flash units, which just sort of cure the ink as you spin them around the carousel, had to get a bunch of new parts and stuff for it. That's like what's it called? Photo eye. There's this weird little sensor thing on one of them, and a few globes, and the oven needed. Well, put it this way, my oven was running on like 4. What do they call
Elements.
Elements. That's the one. Like it runs on like heat elements, ceramic elements. So that's what heats the ink up to cure it on the t-shirt. And, man, there was like 11 or 13 elements out, and it was running on 4. So, literally, like, man,
yeah, so there's like 17 to 18 elements, maybe 20 under the heater.
Yeah,
oven,
and
sorry.
fuck, all of them were working.
4.
Which in a breaking that down means it's not getting as hot as it should be, which means it was just scraping through. I'm pretty sure that ink cures at 260 degrees, I think. Don't hold me to that. You'll have to Google it. But so pretty much my oven was just peaking out at 260. So, you know, I don't know.
That was also slowing everything down too, because the oven
process
runs on a conveyor belt,
Yep.
and that conveyor belt's got a speed dial on it too. And obviously, if the oven can get hot enough, you can speed up the speed dial and make that conveyor belt run quicker. Where that conveyor belt, fuck man, I could have walked on my lips fucking quicker than it.
Yeah, it was just running slow as. So the whole process was super slow. So that got all that sorted. I pretty much fucking grinded both of those things back. They're a little bit in behind me, but you can't see them if you're watching. But you might be able to see a little bit behind me. But they've been pretty much pulled back, undercoated, primed, painted, and now I'm just waiting for I ran out of paint, so I pretty much just need me second coat of paint done on them, and hopefully that paint rocks up in the next couple of days so I can get that done.
And why can't you just go down to the bloody shops down there and get your paint shown?
Because it's bloody heat paint, because the oven gets hot, and I chose a funky colour that's not easy to get.
Fuck yeah.
So
Shano being artsy once again.
Always got to love being a little bit artsy. So that's sort of been going on. I piss-farted around with my carousel a little bit the other day and just decided that I think that's actually just too far gone. So I'm just going to use it till it still works and I can get the jobs done for a little while. So I'm thinking I'm going to punch out a bit of work with that thing and then treat myself to a brand new carousel. So that's now that I've made that decision in my head, I'm a little bit excited about that.
That makes me excited. And I've never used the carousel.
So if you need T-shirts and stuff, come see me because I need to make some money to buy a new carousel.
Fuck yeah. Sort him out.
So get that shit sorted. Or just go and livediefree.com. You know what it is. Or become a patron. You know how it is. Support the movement. As in for just, restoring. Painting it. I had to order a new belt. So like Schmidt said, it's, I've lost the word. Conveyor. I always forget conveyor. I fucking just lose that word. So yeah, I've had to buy a brand new black conveyor belt, which is it's pretty funky and it's a little bit exciting. It fucking was expensive as fuck.
Looks way better than the white one that was on it.
Definitely looks way better, but fucking that hurt the budget. It's fucking like, how much I think I paid? It's like $700, man, for a fucking belt.
A mesh belt.
A mesh belt, man. And that shit just hurts the pockets.
If you're trying to imagine it, imagine a tennis net.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same size, probably length.
Yep.
Everything is a tennis net.
Yep, that is. So I've pretty much just bought a black, murdered out, heat-proof tennis net.
Fuck, we can make tennis. We can play tennis in the hottest days and just not worry about it.
So I've got an old tennis net. So we're going to start playing tennis or down ball. So if anyone is a tennis or down ball champion, hit us up. We're going to start having tournaments this summer.
Fuck yeah, we're going to the world titles and we're going to win.
But... yeah, look, other than that, new belt. I got like my my light boxing. I had to get some Shoetex, which is a bit of a new term. I didn't know what Shoetex was. Does anyone out there know what Shoetex is? If you do, tell me and I'll tell you that you're right or wrong. But anyway, I'll tell you what it is. It's this weird rubbery shit that sort of goes on the top of my vacuum light box thing and seals everything up, which... ended up working and we're getting that dial, which is pretty cool. Another thing of like having equipment that technically was never really working properly.
Working to its ability, and it made it fucking pointless. Basically, you might as well have done it the hardest ass about way that you possibly could have.
Yeah, I've been doing shit really hard for a long time just because of the equipment that just wasn't up to scratch. And you know, yes, like I sort of said, that's my fault for not keeping it up to scratch. But it's also it was a huge job, and doing that anywhere else would have just sort of
not been feasible at all.
Yeah, like it's almost sent me off the edge as it is. If I was trying to do that at my old man's with my old man over my shoulder, it would have done me. Right, so I'm fucking stoked that we're here now and we're all getting all that shit done.
Fuck yeah! What about the old edit side of things, Shano?
Yeah, floating this. Back on that with a little bit more consistency. I'm sort of I dropped another one. We dropped Get It Spruced yesterday, which was just sort of getting a little bit of starting the spray painting of all that sort of stuff. You doing a little bit of cleaning of Shawnee P's car.
Yeah, I had a mate's car here, had to detail it. He's selling it, so yeah.
And then all the just sort of cleaning and stuff like that. Then I got another one in the mix at the moment, but sort of can't do much with that because the plan is to finish that off with the end result of everything painted and stuff. So we're just sort of in a little bit of a limbo zone with that one. I'm not bad. Finally, like stock and everything is it's coming back in and it's sitting there and it's...
Oh, from your supplier, from AS.
So
thank fuck.
Slowly, there's still a few bits and pieces missing, but... as of yesterday, I think they pretty much got stocked up, and if I triple check later on today, hopefully all that stock hasn't disappeared straight away because everyone's been waiting for so long. But if it hasn't, hopefully stock will be running. I'll be able to sort of sort the website out, so hopefully there'll be some bigger jumpers back on there soon, and just a bunch of other bits and pieces that haven't really been on there for a while. So that's good, and I can actually sort of... when people order things, I can go, yeah, I can get that for you. Not like, dude, I can't get anything for a while. So at least it's all sort of coming in at the same time of being like, this should pretty much be running about the same time as I get my first load of clothes I've been waiting for, and then everything should start just moving on from there. So going back on it, if you need T-shirts, hit me up. It's time to go. So put you in line, and if... you're better off getting in, first best dressed, because I have had a lot of people lining up and hitting me up over the last little bit. So it will get pretty full on at the start there. So get in and get your shit done. Other than that, yeah, I've been sussing a bit of flooring. That's been a little bit of a head fuck for me. Yes. I want to epoxy resin my floor where I screen print.
in the workspace. We're kind of both looking for a bit of flooring for the workspaces.
Yeah, you're still a bit confused on what you want to go with.
Up in the air, whether it's epoxy or paint as the layer, but then, you know, I've got some rubber mats and stuff or carpet, tiles. I don't know what I'm going to go with yet, but if anyone's out there that's got some bloody flooring solutions, let us know. That's
sort of another, just putting it out there as a little bit of a feeler on. If anyone knows anyone that deals with epoxy or any of that sort of stuff, be good to have a little bit of a yarn to them, because we've sort of started going through one mob who at the start seemed to be good, and then I told them what I wanted and they sent through a quote that was wrong, and then I sent them, I'd sent them up an actual proposal that was like, hey, you know, we're totally willing to you know, film this whole process and sort you out for content and do all that stuff if you can just, you know, give it to us a little bit cheaper. So anyway, they fucked the first quote up. The second quote comes through and it's pretty much not bad, but it's like the same price as I could have ordered off the internet. So you're just wasting my fucking time, mate. And then we decided to go in there to be like, righto, I'm going to just go in there, have a yarn to him and buy this fucking shit. And he decided to pretty much, well, I walked in with, I had my mask around me thingo and Schmidt didn't have a mask on. And he's like, where's your masks? And I said, oh, I've got one here, and he doesn't have one. And he goes, oh, he's going to have to get out or some shit like that. So I pretty much just...
That made the decision for us.
I don't have time for that sort of shit. If
Especially
you're gonna
when, you know, you were going in there to spend some fucking money.
Proper fucking money. I had fucking $1,500 to smack down on that motherfucker's table, and he wants to tell you to fucking leave because you got no mask on. Fuck you and fuck your business. Straight up. I don't give a fuck.
Especially after the first 2 times had to get back.
You fucked me around.
You were a fuck around, so.
Yeah, so they can get fucked. I've sort of been talking to a couple of other dudes that are up in the air, but yeah, I'm tossing it up whether to. I've got a couple of ideas, but one of them being probably too expensive and way too major, unless I can find a really good hookup, or yeah, it's just one of those things. So either way, if anyone knows or hears anyone or knows what the go is with epoxy or knows how to get the shit in bulk, because on another, we don't just need like 2 tins. I need 91 square meters of this shit. There's a lot. So
it's not really ideal for the paint purposes to go down. Like, we know what paint does.
Don't want to paint it.
It's just a shitty process. As soon as it starts peeling and chipping and all the rest of it, it just goes like wildfire. Then at least the epoxy's got a hardened surface on it, helping in the way of scratches and cleaning. Cleaning's the biggest side. Keeping it clean, that's a must in here. Yeah. Just for the work, like your side of work, not because we want to be anal and we have to be clean in here. Like, no, it just has to be for the things that are getting done. I don't want to drop shirts on a fucking concrete floor. Like, that's the simplicity of it. It almost needs to be almost blocked off. Like I've sort of been said. It's weird that, like, you know, I've been working in such a ghetto place for so long and making do with it and being super careful in those areas that, like, now that I'm here, if I eliminate certain things and do certain things, I'm just comfortable and everything's clean, you know, and that's where... That's right, the way it should be. Yeah. It was just hard last time because you went into an already operating shed. Fully. Garage shed, basically, your daily shed. So it was pretty hard to spruce that up to the point where it's like a bloody sweatshop, basically. That's it. But yeah, no. As for that, we are slowly getting there, ladies and gentlemen. What are we looking on time? 58 minutes. An hour, but we're definitely... How good. Yeah, we're definitely on track, like you were saying, Shano, and the things are moving forward, and we're almost to the point where all these things that we've set up for ourselves and have been working towards can be enjoyed and used, and yeah, just fucking used and enjoyed, basically, is what I'm looking for, I think. Yeah, definitely. Well, you know the drill, ladies and gentlemen. We're sort of coming up. I mean, we still got a couple minutes, and I do have it here. We just touch on what the fuck is going on out there these days, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to be very, very, very careful with what I say about this, because I don't need the fucking police coming over here telling me apparently I'm fucking... incitement to a fucking... Fuck off. What a joke, right?
It's a joke. It's getting crazy. Watch yourselves out there. Be smart. Be vigilant.
Be very vigilant.
Think about what the fuck you're doing. Have good excuses. And I don't know.
And don't be fucking scared. Do the things you want and need to fucking do. Just do your shit. Like, and if you're legit and you're just doing your things to do your things, tell everyone else to go and get fucked.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And if the majority can do that and more people can do that, then everyone else that's running this fucking rat race will see that no one's giving a fuck and, oh shit, they're doing their own thing anyway. All right, we've fucking failed at whatever the fuck we're trying to do here. Fuck everyone up. So just do your fucking thing and stop being scared on things.
Don't let them stand over you. That's the biggest thing. And because that's what's going on, where everyone is being stood over and it's all for excuses and they'll make it. And we're getting pushed against each other. So old mate hates old mate. And it's simple. It's clear if you want to take a step back and look at it from the outside and not take sides, not fucking judge anyone. At the end of the day, everyone is a fucking piece of shit, right? Look at it like that. Everyone's a piece of shit. So just look at the whole fucking picture and then work out those couple of pieces of shit that are trying not to be a piece of shit. Like, and follow that, because everyone is a piece of shit. It's just whether you try not to be a piece of fucking shit. And that's what's going on. But look after yourselves in these crazy times. It's only going to fucking get worse.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse before it gets better. If you're fucking in denial,
I'm sorry, you're in denial if you think it's going to get any better any soon. It's going to get worse, and we're going to have to do something about it. Us. Yes, the people. We're going to have to fucking stand up and do something about it. I'm not encouraging anyone to go to any sort of thingos at the moment because, like I said, I don't need fucking cops at my fucking door, kicking my door in, taking all my shit because apparently I'm telling it. I don't give a fuck what you do.
Incitement.
To be honest, I think this thing in the fucking city this weekend is a fucking shit show. It's a plan. It is asking for trouble. You go there, they're going to fuck you over. It's not a good idea. I'm just telling you that now. I wouldn't be going to that shit. But anyway, look after yourselves. Stay vigilant and fucking just keep an eye out. Watch what's going on. It's all out there. The truth is out there and they are trying to fuck us. And it's up to us.
Yeah. Again, just don't be closed off to things that you see and hear. You know, be like, no, what I know and what I think is right. No, you could be fucking wrong. Just be open to all of it. The truth is,
you probably are wrong.
Be very
Everything
open.
you've been fucking taught is fucking wrong. And it's backwards and it's
potentially
for a reason.
Potentially wrong. But in saying all that on the shitness side of things, let's leave this one on a bit of a positive note, Shano, and
definitely
bring
always
the people up, basically, and just say, firstly, I just want to say thank you to fucking everyone that comes back here and always hits us up when we've been a little bit laggy on the fucking the posts and whatnot of the podcast and stuff. People are just dropping in with their little messages saying, oh, I missed the podcast, or when are they coming back, or when are we going to hear some more shit being spoken? You guys are funny. You guys are this. You guys are that. Like, that's fucking great, and I appreciate the hell out of it, and I know so does Borgs.
Definitely.
So here we are saying thank you to you guys for being here and supporting, getting on the Patreon, doing the liking, doing the sharing, hitting the bells, doing all that shit we're constantly telling you to fucking do, because it helps.
It is. It's working. And even just on the content thing, it is. Everything's growing up. Even these podcast videos, they're getting a little bit more traction. And we cannot thank you guys enough.
Because if you weren't here from the start, the traction would never have started to build by this stage. So
this wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys.
That's right.
We wouldn't be doing this fucking shit if it wasn't for you guys. So
yep,
it means the fucking world to us. It's only growing. So if you can help it grow, we appreciate that even more, and that is just
and everyone will benefit from it.
100%.
If you know, don't think that you're going to help out and I'm doing this, or I'm doing that, and I'm not going to be able to do things or benefit from it in any way. No, people are, and that's kind of why we are setting these things up and doing the things we are doing. So
there's plenty of ways to support, and you don't need to. All you need to do if you want to be simple and you don't need to spend a cent. All you need to do is like the videos, subscribe, hit the fucking bell. If you're on iTunes, rate the fuck out of it. Give us a rating. Keep those ratings up. Put a comment just so the algorithm starts moving. Even on your Instagrams and all that shit. man, we don't give a fuck. As long as there's comments and it's happening, we don't give a fuck if the comment says, fuck you guys, you're a bunch of wankers. We don't care because it's the algorithm that keeps everything moving, because then that'll go into someone else's thing because they're like, oh, Johnny said he's a fuckhead. And it just, that's what we need. The more you guys are sort of engaging in our stuff,
engaging
the further it goes. So like, and a lot of you have been doing it. And we appreciate, we can see it. It's happening. And
more so, the more we say these things.
That's what I mean.
And it's becoming more of a thing. And these people are listening. And that's why I sit here and say fucking thank yous, because you're fucking listening and it's great.
It does. And it goes a long way. And, you know, going back, that's obviously, you can do that for nothing. You can do that because of the kindness in your heart. If you want some shit, jump on the Patreon. You get, we're still sending out shirts once a month for $50 US dollars. Yes, it's 50 US dollars. Because I can't change it to AU. $50 a month, which ends up at the moment only ends up being $60 because the dollar's how you going or something like that, 60 something bucks. But we're sending like limited edition, one-off T-shirt every month, patron T-shirt to everyone. So there's only those T-shirts. There's only however many patrons are there that month. That's how many of them get made. They're super rare. We're bringing out old ones. We do all sorts of gnarly shit, just new random designs that are only for patrons.
And we're consistently being hit up by the patrons going, these shirts are fucking sick. We love them.
Constantly. And like, you know, and 90, on that note too, just massive thanks to all you fucking patrons. You dudes fucking holding it up. Like half you guys have literally been there from the start of the year. And we cannot appreciate, like, I can't find words to express how much, like, we appreciate that sort of support. So, the more we can pump all that up and get all that moving, the further it's going to go. The more we can do here, the more we can do. I do have a lot more sort of plans for the whole patron thing. I want to sort of bring in, I wouldn't mind even doing some sort of competition every month where we get something pretty dope that even is something we've either made or have, or something that sort of, you know, might have been featured in a video or something fucking special, that once a month we just put it in the drawer and the patron wins that thing. And to be honest, the bigger and more moving we get, we can make those prizes fucking huge.
Huge, yeah.
If we're like, you know, we could start giving away fucking 110s and shit if the ball starts fucking rolling. And
fucking
like,
cars, Lambos.
Get on like those fucking real YouTube and dogs and start giving away some free shit. But right now, we can't give away much. We can hook you up with some random shit, maybe a fucking signed fucking T-shirt.
And we can say thank yous.
That's it. But
fucking thanks.
That can all sort of start happening, you know. You also on the Patreon, you get like early content. So anything that's sort of released, you see it a few days earlier and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's totally worth it. Get around it.
Fuck yeah.
Get into it.
Awesome shit. So back to the old positive side, just keep your heads up high in a time like this. Fucking always just go about your days, keep your fucking selves safe, bloody enjoy yourselves. If you feel yourself getting a little bit down on the world and the things surrounding, and you usually go and see a mate or hang out or go and whatever the things you can't do now. I don't know, man. You've got backyards, front yards. You can go down the street. You can go for a stroll. You've got a car. Get in that fucking thing.
Get creative.
Just fucking, you know, anything.
Get creative.
Like, that's exactly right. Not saying that everyone's got the space that we do now and the cars out there to just go and do a skid in the bloody car.
You don't need it. Look what I did in the space I had for fucking ages. I don't want to hear fucking excuses. I want to see people getting things done and getting into it, because
I'm just talking about this time in the world, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm pointing
Still
at this point.
Done.
Like, and just if you're fucking feeling a little bit closed in and fucking pulled down by all this bullshit, try not to let it get to you too much. I know that's way easier said than done. But yeah, there's plenty of things out there that you've personally got to do to sidetrack yourself, to make your day that little bit more enjoyable. I don't know, just get creative, let your mind do the thinking, and don't think that things are a stupid idea. Just go and fucking do them. You might figure out that something that you do that you never thought you would is fucking great, and that's what you end up doing for the rest of your life and absolutely killing it. So you never fucking know. This time could be fucking greatest time. You just don't know it. So get out there and fucking try some shit. You might be surprised with yourself.
That's it. Find the beauty in life and stop focusing on all the negative shit. Because it's very easy to focus on the negative shit when it's thrown in your face the way it is. but you've got to ignore the shit that's thrown in your face, turn around and go look for something nice and pretty and have fun with it and just...
Fucking oath, because they're doing a fucking great job at putting this bullshit in everyone's faces and making that the biggest concern. Where really, if you can be just as good and do just as good a job as ignoring their shit, you'll be fucking right. Distract
yourself with good distractions. Don't let them distract you.
Exactly.
You must distract yourself. Okay? All right. We're running on.
Guys.
Once again, we have to say thanks to everyone. Give us a rating. Give us a like. Give us a comment. Share it to your friends. Tell your friends how fucking funny we are and stupid we are. Tell them we're fucking idiots and I don't know.
And everyone, do this.
You're off your head, cunt.
Oh, it doesn't ding like a barrel. Get on the fucking barrel, everyone.
I was like, this cunt's going to fucking just let off my $160 fucking fire extinguisher. You're tripping.
Around for something that was going to be bell-like, and that looked like it would make a fucking ring-ding noise, but... yeah, it's not that big and good. It was on the table the whole time, Shane. It's just besides the point now, mate.
Hit the fucking bell, dogs.
But anyway, everyone, we're going to fucking love yous and leavers. Thank you for everything. Thank you for supporting and keep your fucking heads high. You!
Poppin' monos, poppin' monos, poppin' monos, poppin' monos. I lay it down.